from the castle to a forest cottage kind of thing. You see the resemblance a little bit? They both came to live amongst ordinary people. Well, as ordinary as a dwarf can be, or as ordinary as people can be anyway. You know, they lived among them. We live among them. You know which one I mean. Toby. We all have them, right? Toby's the loose-limbed one that never speaks. Not because he can't speak, but because he won't even try. Do you recognize those? Or Grumpy? Come on, guys.
I'm not grumpy.
Me either.
Those guys that are just absolutely against everything regardless of what you say. Do you think Jesus lives among some of those? The naysayers, that craggy old boot? Do you think he has some of those in his midst? What about Doc? Yep. What was wrong with him, Dan? You look so confused. Don't you know 7 doors? He was the leader. The one that makes a decision every time there's a decision to be made. We have those amongst us too. And then there's bashful. They're not only the shy ones, but they're the sentimental ones. Remember? Want to hold on to absolutely everything. Remember bashful in the story? He was even sad that the sugar disappeared when she cleaned up. He acted like the sugar had been his very, very best friend. And he lost his very best friend. That's bashful. They always want to hang on to stuff. And then there's sleepy. Yep, sleepy. These are the ones that sleep, and sleep. Whatever and wherever they can. They're always too tired. Always too tired. You're on their way through life. And then there's sneezy. He's sick all the time. No, not all the time. Just absolutely at the most inconvenient times. Do we have those in our midst? Mm-hmm. Can you see the resemblance between the story? Then there's happy. Well, they're the ones that are just plain happy all the time. Just happy. Cheerful. Regardless of what comes their way, they are happy. Thought that would make a really good message. And I changed my mind. Actually, God changed my mind. He said, no, that's not what we're going to do. I said, but I want to have fun. And he says, well, we'll have fun some other time. Today I want to talk to you about something serious. I said, okay. Far be it from me. Anyway, turn to Hebrews 11. Because that's where we're going to go. For real this time. No more pretend. Hebrews 7. I want to read that to you because that's kind of, Hebrews 11, pardon me, Hebrews 11, 7. I want to read that to you. I want you to read it with me, as a matter of fact. It says, by faith, Noah, when warned about things not yet seen, in holy fear built an ark to save his family. By his faith he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness that comes by what? Faith. By faith. By faith. By faith. Another version says, by faith Noah built a ship in the middle of dry land. He was warned about something he couldn't see and acted on what he was told. The result, his family was saved. His act of faith drew a sharp line between the evil of the unbelieving world and the righteousness of the believing world. As a result, Noah became intimate with God. Isn't that good? Isn't that good? His family was saved, church. His family was saved. Families are important to God. Did you know that?
Yes.
Have you figured that out? Families are important to God. Generations is something the Bible talks about an awful lot. We have numbers and numbers and numbers of scriptures referring to generations and generational and all those kinds of things. Generation, there's lots of them. When God talks about something lots, what do you think that means? There's lots that is important in that topic. Do you know that blessings and cursings actually follow a bloodline?
That's right.
Have you ever figured that out? Have you ever stopped to think about the fact that blessings and cursings follow a bloodline? They follow a bloodline. It says God remembers his covenant forever.
Yes.
The words he commands for 1,000 generations. So what he's speaking to you can follow through thousands of generations.
Yeah.
Thousands of generations. You can find that in 1 Chronicles. It's important, church, that we start recognizing the importance of playing things forward. It's not just for me. The blessings are not just for me. They're not stopping here.
Come on.
They're not stopping here. The blessings don't stop here. It is for our children and our children's children. My God, you don't know how important that is until you have grandchildren, believe me. You have no idea how important that is. I'm sorry, I'll do something. I made a noise. You don't know how important that is. Once you have grandchildren, you start recognizing it. I don't know why we don't think of it sooner, and that's why I'm here. Because, you know something, parents? I want you to know ahead of time. I want you to know before you get to be grandma and grandpa. I'm noticing it more and more because we're having more and more grandparents in the church all the time. And so it's important that we start realizing and recognizing what generations actually mean. From the very beginning of time, or recorded time, we have stories about generations. I want you to go to Genesis 4. How many of you know that God took care of Joseph in spite of all of his things that went wrong in his life?
Yes.
Do you believe it was God taking care of him?
Yes.
Do you believe God was in charge the whole time?
Yes.
You really believe that?
Yes.
Okay, and turn to Genesis 45. I want you to read with me verses 10 and 11. It says, or 9, 10, and 11, hurry back to my father, tell him, your son Joseph says, I'm master of all of Egypt. Come as fast as you can and join me here. I'll give you a place to live in Goshen where you'll be close to me. You, your children, and your grandchildren. Okay? Your flocks, your herds, and anything else you could think of. I'll take care of you there completely. There are still 5 more years of famine ahead. I'll make sure all your needs are taken care of. You and everyone connected with you. You won't want for a thing. Do you want to be able to say that for your children? Do you want to be able to say that for your grandchildren?
Yep.
See, God